raunchy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very important day. I'm going to show you guys how to make a face mask, and then at the end I'm going to show you guys how to decorate them. I feel like in times of stress and stuff, you need to find fun in whatever you do, and mine right now is decorating them. Hopefully you guys like it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. To start off, you want to get all the materials that you need. You're going to select any fabric of your choice. You're going to get some interfacing material to act as a filter so that your mask is effective. You want some elastic, and if you can't find elastic, you can get some ribbon to act as a ties. You also want some thread, some pins, and some floor wire. That is optional. You need scissors and you need a ruler. First things first, for our traditional mask with the sewing machine, you're just going to take a white piece of paper and cut 6 by 9 inches. Using that piece of paper, you're then going to shape it in front of the cloth that you have selected and cut that. Next step is to cut your interfacing and cut that to the shape. Go ahead and repeat that step and cut a second layer of the bonding interfacing. Once you have 2 layers cut like so, go ahead and take your iron and bond the interfacing to your fabric just by going over it a couple times so that it sticks. Once you fill it, and go ahead and return to the other side and do the same to both pieces. After that is done, take both pieces and put them on top of each other, interfacing side up, and go ahead and just grab your pins and pin them around the I'm assuming if you're paying attention to the sewing part machine, you know how to use it. So just go straight across the horizontal line, but not the vertical face of the mask, and do that to the other side. It'll look like this once it's finished, and you're going to turn it inside out. You want a clean look, so grab your iron real quick and go over it a couple times so that your seams are flat. The next step you're going to do is take your fingers and fold them about 2 centimeters inside on the ends, and take your iron to flatten them out as well. Now take your floor wire and cut about 5 inches on each side. Begin to form a loop type shape as so. Once you have your floor wire, take your mask and fold it in half so that it's about even on both ends, and go ahead and pin right in the middle. Next thing you're going to do is take your floor wire and make sure it lines up with everything and pin the ends. Now I am back at my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew about 1 centimeter down in a rectangular box shape. Before you sew the box all the way closed, get your floor wire and stick it inside the box that you've made, and make sure it has a good fit in there, and then you can begin to close the sewing. After that step is complete, take the end of your elastic and sew in there at the end. You're going to repeat this process for all 4 corners as you sew along the vertical lines. The next step is making the pleats. You're going to fold it over from the top, and you're going to pin on both sides, and then you're going to do that for the bottom as well. After you are done with that, go back to your sewing machine and sew along the pleats so that they stay. This part is optional, but if you go ahead and fold your mask in half and sew a line diagonal with your sewing machine at the bottom of your mask, it creates a better fit and tucks in your chin for better protection. For the last step, you are going to tie a knot 3 times to ensure a good and secure seam. And after that, you're just going to cut the diagonal part off. And there you have it, your form-fitting mask completed. Here are just some more examples of some traditional masks that you can make. When you get the hang of it and you're more skilled, you can do different patterns like this, but these will be going out to people that my mom makes them for. Now we're on to the traditional mask with the glue method. I went ahead and already did one side, but you're going to place them face side down. Grab your glue using the same amount of fabric with the 6x9 inch pattern that I used before. Take the glue at the end of the edge and just spread it like so. You can be generous with the amount you're using. Don't be shy, put a little bit more and then firmly press it down so that it sticks, and make sure you give it enough time to dry. While it is drying, you can cut out your interfacing bottom pieces of the mask for the front and the back. Once that's done, take it to the iron, place your bonding interfacing on it, give it a couple good runs so that it sticks, and you are good to go after you finish both sides. Like I did in the sewing machine method, turn your mask inside out and iron the ends so that they are flat. For this particular mask, I'm going to be using ribbon instead of elastic, and I'm going to do this measuring about 15 inches until I have 4 total strips. After I'm done with that, I'm going to take some glue, put it on the end of a Q-tip, and take it to the end of the strip so that I can attach it to the end of the mask. And you're going to repeat this step for all 4 corners. Now that my ties are attached, I can apply glues to both sides to make sure they're closed. To make the pleats, fold upward and pin on both sides, and then repeat the same process for the bottom half. When you finish that step, it'll look like this. Now you want to apply glue in the creases of each pleat, front and back of both sides so that they'll stay. I went ahead and put some clothespin on the ends to help them stay down as they dried. Once you take them off, your mask is complete. Now we're going to be doing the middle pleated trendy mask that I will have a new pattern for in the description box below. Now take 4 pieces of fabric. I'm using gray for the back and white for the front, and take your pattern and place it on top and cut around. Make sure to do this step for 4 pieces of bonding interfacing material as well. After you're finished with that step, take 2 of the pieces of bonding interfacing and put them on top of your bottom fabric and use your iron to stick them down. Do the same with the other pieces and place them on top and begin to pin all the way around. When you get done with the pins, it'll look like this. Now you're ready to go to your sewing machine and only sew the front part. I'm going to do this step for both my gray and white piece. Now you're going to create little snippets around the seam, not too far up, only so that the fabric will be easier to fold. Here I'm just taking the gray piece and turning it inside out. Then I'm going to give it a good iron so that it's flat, and I'm going to do that the same with the white piece. Now I'm going to take my gray piece, turn it inside back out, and place it on top of the white part of my mask and pin around the perimeter. From here, I'm only going to sew the top and bottom parts of the mask, not the sides. And you can do this as well with the glueless method. All you would have to do is just put glue on the ends where I'm sewing and wait for it to dry. From here, I'm turning my mask inside out, making sure my top facing fabric is toward the front, and after I'm finished with that, I'm going to give it a good iron. Fold these side ends about a 1/2 inch inward and flatten them out. Now I'm going to take my 6-inch elastic, stick it in the end corner of my mask, sew it, and repeat for each 4 corners. When you're done with that last step, this will be your final product. Now for the fun part, decorating. I got a whole bunch of little jewels and gems from the Dollar Tree store, and what else you're going to need is a pen to trace your stencils, some glitter. They have so many different things you can get there, that's not the only one, and some acrylic paint, some glue, some diamond wrapping, paint brushes. You want the small ones with a tip so it's easy to maneuver, some tweezers and Q-tips. Oh, and I forgot an X-Acto knife. For this first decorating mask, I'm going to be using the one I made earlier with these gems. You can use any ones you want, but those are the ones I chose. The first thing I'm going to do is put some glue around the rim at the top and just be generous with it. Take a Q-tip and rub it in and make sure it's blended well so that you have enough glue to glue your strips to it. This part is pretty simple. All I'm doing is pressing it down firmly so that it sticks well, and after I'm finished with that, I'm going to cut off any excess strip. From here, you're going to take your marker and any stencil of your choice. I'm using butterflies because I thought they would be super cute, and I'm just going to place them anywhere that I prefer. Right here, I'm just outlining them and getting the general shape, just like that. I'm going to put one more on the other side, and once you have them in the place that you want, you can go ahead and fill them in. After you're done shading them in, it'll look like this, and now we can proceed to putting some acrylic paint on them just to give it a better base for the glue. Let the acrylic paint dry and just get some tacky glue and take a clean brush and go on with the glue as if you were painting it and just cover it one by one. I found it easiest to take glitter and put it on a plate, and so it will be less messy rather than pouring it on top. Take the part that you have glued and dip it into the glitter and just pat it to make sure it's all covered. If you see any missing spots when you take it, just dip it back in and get the desired look that you want. All I'm going to do now is take some clear nail polish that I got from the Dollar Tree and go over with it to make sure the glitter sticks better. I'm just using a paintbrush. I found out it was easier to pour it out, and just do that to everyone and try to be neat and not get it on the mask. Let it dry, brush off the glitter, and you are done. Now I'm going to show you guys how I did the Louis Vuitton and Chanel inspired as well as the gemstone half one mask, and I'm just going to use the brown one as a demo. All I did was grab some binder tabs and print out the logo that I wanted and place them on top, and it's actually quite simple. Take your X-Acto knife and just cut around the print, whichever you have. This part was a bit tedious, but it's definitely worth it in the end as long as you are patient. After that's done, you're going to take out the part that you cut. Next, you can untape the sides, and from there just place your stencil on top of the fabric in the placement that you want and outline it with your marker. I did not trace the entire logo only because this is for demo purposes, but once you do it, you want the whole thing so it has the complete Louis Vuitton look like in the mask above. And you can repeat the step of putting the acrylic on it. It's going to look like that when it's done. I inserted a video of the acrylic paint of the black mask after I finished it just to show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to take some glitter that I got from the Dollar Tree. I must say the craft section is amazing. I'm using about 3 different shades of glitter and I'm going to mix them all on the plate. You can get just a solid color, but I just decided this last minute to get a similar color to the mask that I'm going to be using it on. I went ahead and did the top half, and now I'm going to do the bottom by using the same technique I did in the first mask. I'm patting it very well and making sure the glue is getting attached to it. If not, I can go back in and repeat the process so that it is all covered. I actually don't like how it ended up turning out as far as the color. I would have went a little brighter with the glitter, but I think it still turned out okay. And that is the completed look. If you do these steps entirely, it will look like the black one, and I'm going to show you how to do the technique with the gems on the pink one. This step is super simple. All you're going to do is take some of your glue and then get the tip of your Q-tip and place it around as you want. Take your gem and stick it onto the glue and keep repeating this process all the way around. After you've completed that, this is what it'll look like. I decided not to do the middle and just these sides. As for the Chanel mask, I use the stencil and the cutout method. Then I just used some glue and some rhinestone wrapping. Well, that's all I have for you guys. I really hope it was understandable and easy to follow. Shout out to my mom for helping me with the sewing machine part. And I just hope you guys got a better idea of how to make your mask fashionable. Have fun with it. Be creative. But for those of you who aren't creative, I will have information in the description box below on how to get sent a mask. Maybe you want a particular design, and I will be happy to do that for you. You want your mask to be 100% cotton, and it is machine washable. And you will find a bunch of crafts at the Dollar Tree. That's like literally my favorite store. They have everything there. And things you can't find at your local Walmart, you'll be able to find it. So please like, please comment, please be safe out here. Until next time, bye!